Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your reading for the week of September 7th. This week, if you want to catch me live, I go live every single day at 4 p.m. Pacific, or actually at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time now. So all you have to do is subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, and you will catch me live. But Aries, let's see what is going on for you here. I feel like you're coming off of some sort of loss here for sure. So I do feel like some of you are coming off some sort of loss, but I feel like this is a good thing. No matter what kind of loss this is, sometimes I think we can go through a loss or like a separation or something like that, and maybe it pushes us. And that's kind of like the feeling I get for you here. You have the come to the edge card here. I feel like some of you are about to start on a journey, but this is due to some sort of difficult loss. This is a very specific story, is what I'd say to you, Aries. So if this is not resonating, this is probably not for you. But I feel like some of you have recently gone through a loss. It could be in love. This could also be some sort of like dark night of the soul type situation. It's really weird because I feel hermit vibes here. The hermit, the story of the hermit is that the hermit has climbed to the top of a mountain and he has gone through like a dark night of the soul. He has faced his inner shadow. He has done shadow work. He has gained a lot of wisdom standing at the top of that mountain, and now he is shining his inner light. And I kind of get those vibes for you here. It's like maybe you are shining your inner light at this time. Definitely like waiting for justice, hoping for justice this week. I feel for you here, Aries. So that's interesting, but I feel like this come to the edge card is saying that you are about to do something you never thought you would do. Sometimes I think this happens. Like, we go through a breakup, for example, and maybe we want to prove that person wrong, right? So I almost get kind of more like glow up vibes from your reading here. It's weird because it's like the glow up isn't happening just yet, but I feel like you're being pushed towards this. Maybe you don't get a job that you know you're qualified for. Maybe you didn't get a promotion that you know you deserve, but I feel like this has made you pissed off for greatness. One of my favorite sayings of all time is pissed off for greatness. It's like where you get to that point where you're so angry that things aren't going your way that you actually do something great. And that's kind of like the vibe I'm getting from your reading. Yeah, you have this time to go card. It's like something was time. It was time for a change. The time to go card, it's like there's like an in-between world where, to me, I always say that this card reminds me of like purgatory. It's like you're stuck in this in-between world where a judgment, a decision has not been made yet. So again, pretty simple reading, pretty straightforward story here, is what I'd say to you, but amazing. And we're going to clarify this with the Lenormand, so we will get more future details once we do that. In this first row, you have the Four of Swords, the Page of Wands, and the Seven of Swords. For some of you, for some reason I get heartbreak here for some of you, so I do feel that you don't really have any breakup cards here, which is weird, but I do feel like a heartbreak. I almost feel like you were asking someone not to leave here, or someone asked you not to leave, but, on the Four of Swords, up in this top corner here, there's a stained glass window. And it's like a person on their knees, and then there's another person standing over them. So I feel like for some of you, really, I feel like the message is just saying that there was some sort of loss that you did not want. There's some sort of, experience that you've gone through, and it's something that you did not desire. It's something you didn't want to see. For others, I feel like you have had some sort of wake-up call here. Again, very weird reading. I'm getting very weird messages for you, Aries, but again, I feel like if this resonates with you, you'll totally understand, is what I'd say here. You have the Nine of Swords. I feel that this is almost like a wake-up call, this Nine of Swords. You have the Seven of Swords here as well. Seven of Swords, to me, can represent lying, cheating, stealing in a relationship. So some of you could have gone through that. But on the Seven of Swords, he's about to step into a noose on a traditional Seven of Swords. The noose is over here. But I feel like this was like a dream, like a bad dream. And I feel like some of you it's almost like you have seen your future and it's something that you don't desire. So I feel like this is leading to major changes. Again, I would say that this is a positive thing, not a negative thing necessarily. Again, there's no doubt about it. I feel like for those of you who resonate, there's definitely some sort of heartbreak, some sort of difficulty, some sort of challenge that you have gone through here. With the Four of Swords, Nine of Swords, Seven of Swords, Five of Swords. Like I said, this is not easy energy, but as I always say, to me, tarot is not the end of the world, right? These are just pieces of paper with pictures on them. So I definitely feel challenges. Next, you have the Buffalo Spirit. Love this card. It says, the abundant universe will provide. I almost feel like you are going, this is something that is going to be proven to you here, Aries, is what's popping into my head. So if you went through some sort of difficulty or challenge, I feel like that buffalo spirit is just saying the universe is not about to leave you hanging. And I feel like this is something that is going to be proven to you. I feel like sometimes we experience some sort of loss and we're like, this is it. Right? Maybe you feel like you have been zeroed out. Maybe you feel like everything has been taken away from you, or something significant has been taken away from you here in this middle row. But it's like, that's not true. The universe is going to provide. The universe is going to bring you something. Yeah, you have the dragonfly. The dragonfly says truth transcends illusion, but this card here is really about not seeing things clearly. Dragonflies have transparent wings, and if you were to look through a dragonfly's wings, it would be like this right here. It would be like looking through a stained glass window on this Four of Swords. So it would be like you maybe not seeing things very clearly, but I feel like there are some good things coming in for you. Again, in this row here, you have the Five of Swords, Page of Swords, and the Nine of Swords. So a lot of swords energy. I would definitely be careful of anyone who's like immature. I do feel like for some of you, again, obviously this is some sort of loss that you have experienced, some sort of challenge, but I feel like it was due to immaturity or something like that. Like an immature decision was made with this Page of Swords. Page of Swords, Seven of Swords. Again, that could be lying, cheating, stealing, but it could just be someone who's a lone wolf, someone who doesn't open up in relationships. So I feel like some of you have dealt with that immature type of energy here. I also feel like some of you, like what's popping into my head with this Page of Swords is I feel like some of you could almost be or could have been dealing with the type of person who like wants things to be a certain way. And so it's like I almost get this running away energy where someone could have run away from you here, Aries, and it's like it's almost like they're expecting to come back, but I feel like you're going to turn them down. It's almost like they just run away from problems, any problems that they have. And it's kind of like a weird message. It's popping into my head. I feel like for some of you, you dealt with someone who ran away because they want things to be a certain way, or they don't want you to have to deal with their problems. But what this person doesn't understand is that in relationships, when you have problems, it's like you work on those things together. You don't run away with the Page of Swords. So it's like that type of running away. I hope that makes sense. Next, you have the action card here. So I feel like you're ready to take action, but on what here? Miracles. Like I said, there are definitely miracles coming in for you here, Aries. Like I said, that abundant universe will provide no matter how crappy this looks right here, this beginning. It's really funny because I think it was in Virgo's reading. It's like the first two rows sucked, basically. The last row was pretty good. So I feel like you have a beautiful, bright, new future to look forward to here. Definitely some miracles coming in for you. These miracles are going to require action, and again, I almost feel like these miracles that are coming in for you are kind of like a gift from the universe. The Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups could be a knight in shining armor in love. This could be a person who's coming in for you as well, Aries. But the Knight of Cups to me is your dream. He's normally looking into that cup. He is dreaming of a future life. He's dreaming of things that he wants and desires in his future life as well. And I feel like this is like the universe saying like, hey, you wanted to make all this money in business. Here's a new client or something like that. I don't know, these weird messages are popping into my head. Same thing in love, again, as well. It's like maybe you went through this crappy situation over here. I feel like this could be someone new who's like very serious with the King of Swords here. And someone who's like a knight in shining armor with that Knight of Cups. So I feel like there's a lot of opportunity. You also have this High Priestess here. I do feel like some of you could have been dealing with a Pisces, could have also been dealing with an air sign, specifically a Libra is showing up here for you, but pretty much all air, really. So I feel like some of you, this could be with an air sign or someone with a lot of air in their chart, or it could be a Pisces that you were dealing with here. But I really feel like the High Priestess is talking about how you look at things. Again, she has this B and the J. It's like darkness and light. So I feel like for some of you, you need to focus on the positive here with the High Priestess. There is no roof above the High Priestess's head. And it kind of says the sky is the limit, as I always say. It kind of says there is unlimited potential for you at this time, but you're going to have to take action on some sort of opportunity, some sort of miracle opportunity that could be coming your way. So very weird reading is what I'm going to say to you, Aries, but let's see what we have for you. Between the Four of Swords and the Five of Swords, yeah, confusion. You have the King of Clubs here. The King of Clubs is called the Clouds, and you have a lot of clouds on these cards. Page of Swords is below the clouds. The Five of Swords below the clouds. The only one that's above the clouds is the King of Swords in the tarot. It's the only one that represents clarity But what I would say is that this is coming up in your future position. So I feel that there is a lot of clarity coming in for you in the future, but I feel like you're confused as to why something didn't work out for you. You're confused as to why there was some sort of loss or some sort of breakup or some sort of weird situation in your life here, is what I would say to you, Aries. I'm also getting the word dust is popping into my head. I don't know. It's so weird, but I feel like some of you are either having there's a problem in your home because of dust or something like that. I don't know. It's popping into my head, so I'm going to say it. It could also be the name Dustin or something is popping into my head as well. I don't know, or Justin, something like that. I don't know. But it is what it is, right? So I feel like there's some confusion, or there was confusion as to why there was some sort of loss here. I'm almost getting like kind of blessing in disguise vibes for you here, Aries. It would not surprise me to see the Nine of Spades show up in this reading in the Lenormand. If the Nine of Spades shows up today, then we'll know that it's like a blessing in disguise type of reading. But you have the Seven of Clubs between the Page of Wands and the Page of Swords. This is like you being more cautious is what's popping into my head. I feel like maybe in the past you would look at someone and you would just go on an adventure with them, the adventure being a relationship or the adventure being whatever, and you would have a lot of high hopes. I feel like this is saying you are just kind of being very careful with your expectations. That's what's popping into my head with that mouse card, the Seven of Clubs here. So I feel like you're just more careful about your expectations at this time. Yeah, between the Seven of Swords and the Nine of Swords, you have the Ten of Hearts. I feel like your trust was broken, really. It's like maybe this wasn't a liar. Maybe this person here in this diagonal wasn't a cheater, but I feel like your trust was definitely broken. Ten of Hearts. Ten of Hearts is a very good card. It's a card called the Dog, and it represents loyalty, but it's coming up between this Seven of Swords and Nine of Swords. It's like that loyalty was tested. Loyalty was broken in a situation here with this energy. Between the Five of Swords and the Knight of Cups, yep, you have the Fish. This is called the King of Diamonds here. I feel like this is what you want. It's like this person is all confused. King of Clubs. This is like a test from the universe. I feel like for some of you, it's like your last person was just a stepping stone soulmate. And this is your true love. King of Diamonds, it could be any sign coming in for you here with the King of Diamonds, but this is like your true love, someone who will be with you forever, basically. And it's also a card of a harvest, which we'll talk about in a minute, but this to me says that maybe this person over here, if there was like someone who was immature, a liar, cheater, stealer, whatever, I feel like this person was a stepping stone soulmate. We usually have very strong connections with stepping stone soulmates. Stepping stone soulmates, they confirm our identity. Stepping stone soulmates come into our lives and they kind of show us exactly exactly what we think about ourselves, right? So they confirm things about ourselves. This could be comfortable, it could be uncomfortable. It's like maybe we have a lot of negative self-talk. They could talk to us negatively and we could want to stay with that person because it confirms our identity. So they are here to show us to graduate to the next level. They are here to show us that we don't need to believe whatever we believe about ourselves. They are here to show us that we are more. And I feel like once we go through that, it's like then we find the real person who kind of levels us up, who shows us something more with this King of Diamonds. Next, between the Page of Swords and the King of Swords, you have the Queen of Clubs. Yep, a tricky energy. The Queen of Clubs is a snake. To me, these first two rows are basically saying that this last person that we talked about in the beginning was probably just a time waster, wasting your time, player, whatever you want to call it, right? The snake is a tricky energy. It's also a very good energy for you as well here, Aries, because it is an energy of being very attractive at this time. So you could be attracting love into your life. Also, divine counterparts, King and Queen of Clubs. So again, definitely someone significant coming in the future. Between the Nine of Swords here and the High Priestess, you have the Mountain. This is the Eight of Clubs. The Mountain, to me, represents taking the road less traveled. It represents kind of going through some difficulties and challenges to find something greater in your life. And again, I feel like that's what you're being pushed towards. You have the Action card with miracles with this High Priestess. I was saying that the sky is a limit. There's a lot that you could be accomplishing right now, but you're going to have to accept some sort of offer. Knight of Cups has a lot of fears, Knight of Cups he is standing in front of this river here, and it's like he has to cross that river and so that he can get started on whatever offers he is accepting. And again, this could be in love, could be in business, could be pretty much anything. In your top row outcome, you have the Six of Clubs. Yeah, still burdened by the past. Six of Clubs is having a cross to bear. Six of Clubs represents having gone through all this BS here and still kind of feeling like you have a chip on your shoulder. I'm not saying you do have a chip on your shoulder here, Aries, but it's like still feeling the stuff from the past. I feel like it would be best if you could just release that stuff. Again, to me, it looks like there's new love coming in. Probably in the near future, probably not this week. And I feel like it would be a miracle. But the Six of Clubs is saying, don't put the old stuff on this new person. In your middle row here, you have the Nine of Diamonds. Yeah, some sort of complete death that you're going through. This is a major transformational reading for you here, Aries. Nine of Diamonds is called the coffin, and it says you are inside the coffin, right? And the coffin door is always closed on the Nine of Diamonds. I feel like it's time for you to open that coffin door, step into a new life. Like I said, this is a major reading to me. For you, I feel like this is the word, like this to me is the words that you use for yourself. To me, this is the words that you use, with yourself, the things that you say to yourself. It's almost like you're upgrading, but it's like I feel like your identity is changing in a lot of ways here with this energy. It's pretty good, is what I'd say to you. And what do you know? You have the King of Hearts here. You have almost all four kings, and the King of Hearts is called the home or the house. So I feel like for some of you, in this row here, you have the King of Clubs, Queen of Clubs, the House as well, the King of Hearts. I feel like you could be finding someone who reminds you of home, someone who feels like home. Those feelings are safety, security, comfort, protection. So I do feel like there could be like a significant situation coming in for you with this King of Hearts. So yeah, I really like that. Even this bottom row, 10 of Hearts, the 8 of Clubs, the Mountain, and the King of Hearts. This person might be a little bit different than what you're used to in love, if this is new love, but it will be loyal. 10 of Hearts. 10 of Hearts is loyalty. I feel like that's what you're looking for. But yeah, weird reading, but good. So I like it. So thank you for watching, Aries, and definitely enjoy your week.